Okay. So, hello again. So, for this DVD discussion, ituloy lang natin yung discussion natin for the deductions. Let's talk about special deductions. So, ano ulit yung mnemonics natin sa special deductions? Sige nga. Yes, is cripple tayo. S stands for Senior Citizens and PWD. So, ito yon. Ano bang meron kay Senior Citizens and PWD? This is in accordance with the Senior Citizen Act and the Magna Carta Act of the Philippines. Sinabi doon na kapag daw si employer daw is nag-employ ng senior citizen, okay, or and PWD, sabi daw, meron daw silang additional deduction. Okay? Ganito yan concept lang employer ka. Meron kang empleyado. Sino yung empleyado mo? Sabi daw, normal na empleyado. O yung expense na, yung salaries expense doon, allowable deduction mo yun. Paano sir, pagka nag-employ ako ng senior citizen, o yung salaries expense ng senior citizen, allowable deduction mo yun. Plus, yung additional deduction na i-discuss ko. Okay, pag PWD sir, yes, yung salaries na binigay mo kay PWD, allowable deduction mo yun. Plus, ulit, yung additional deduction na i-discuss ko. Ano ba yung additional deduction na yan? Sabi daw, an employer can claim an additional deduction of 15% of the salaries and wages of a senior citizen. Okay? And 25% kapag daw yung in-employ mo is persons with disabilities. Okay? And ito, additional naman to, 50% kapag daw nagpatayo ka ng physical facilities, or additional 50% of the cost of physical facilities or improvements made specifically for the convenience of PWD. Okay, persons with disability. Itong dalawa, additional deductions sa salaries and wages. So let's say, for example, si senior citizen merong salaries of 50,000 a month. Okay, magkano daw allowable deduction sa point of view ni employer, employer? Magkano yung allowable deduction sa point of view ni employer? That would be 50,000 pesos. Yung expense mismo. Kasi business expense yan. Part yan ng ordinary deduction natin. Okay? Plus daw yung additional deduction, which is 15% daw ng 50,000. Which is 50,000 times 15%, 7,500. So yung total allowable deduction daw, ni employer sa salaries ni senior citizen is 57,500. Yung 50,000 ulit na salaries plus yung 15% na additional deduction na sinabi sa batas. Kapag daw, let's say for example, yung PWD 50,000 pesos din a month. O that's 50,000 yung allowable deduction. Business expense mo ulit yan. Times 25%. Additional deduction yan Take note additional deduction. Hindi yan yung allowable deduction Addition lang yan doon sa expense na na-incur nila. So that's 12,500. So yung additional o yung allowable deduction sa point of view ni persons with this, sa point of view ni employer, kasi nag-employ siya ng persons with disability is 62,500. Okay tayo. Ano meron dito kay 50%? Sa 50% daw, nagpatayo ka daw ng facilities or improvements para saan daw? Para maging convenient daw sa point of view ng mga persons with disabilities. Hindi naman ibig sabihin neto na empleyado yung person with disabilities. For example, nagpatayo ka ng rampa. Tama, sa mga malls natin, meron yung mga rampa. Yung mga rampa na yun, para saan? Para sa mga persons with disabilities. Yung cost daw ng rampa na yun, business expense daw yun. Okay, plus yung 50% daw ng cost. Let's say for example, yung cost nung rampa is 100,000 pesos, allowable deduction mo yan, part yan ng business expense, ordinary deduction. Magkakaroon ka lang ng additional deduction na 50%, which is 50,000. So yung allowable deduction mo, all in all, is 150,000. So isipin mo na lang, yung sa scribble natin is, meron kang additional deduction additional deduction. Hindi yun yung deduction mo talaga. Meron ka lang additional deduction of 15% sa senior citizen doon sa salaries, and 25% ng salaries ng persons with disabilities, and 50% ng cost ng physical facilities or improvements that was made specifically for the convenience of persons with disabilities. Kuha mo yan Sana nakuha mo. Very good. Yan yung S natin. Ano meron sa C? Yung C, sinabi ko doon, charitable and other contributions. This is in accordance with Section 34, paragraph H. Okay, sabi sa charitable and other contributions, ang concept neto, meron kang net income, tama? Yung part ng net income mo, dinonate mo daw para saan? Sa mga for charitable purposes. Okay, so dapat dito nag-contribute ka for charitable purposes only. Okay, bakit ka nag-contribute? For charitable purposes. So ito yung requisites natin o requirements natin to claim these charitable and other contributions as the deduction. Una daw, it must be donated or it must be contributed to accredited, non-stock, dapat non-profit corporation daw, or non-government organizations. And pangalawa, it must be contributed and is made within the taxable year in which the deduction is being claimed. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ano ibig sabihin ng letter B? Kailan mo kinontribute? 2025. Kailan mo i-claim as deduction? Dapat 2025. Okay? Hindi pwedeng nag-donate ka nag-contribute ka ng 2025, tapos i-claim mo yung deduction mo ng 2026. Ay, hindi pwede yun. Dapat from that same year lang. Yun yung sinabi sa B. Okay, sa letter C, ano sabi? No part of net income of the donee or the receiving corporation shall inure to the benefit of any private individual. Kasi ano sinabi? Dapat daw non-stock, non-profit corporation daw dapat yung makaka-receive. Na dapat daw yung corporation, kahit piso daw nung net income na nakukuha, dapat kahit piso daw nung corporation, hindi daw napupunta sa iisang tao. Dapat daw lahat ng income nila napupunta saan? For charitable purposes only. Yun yung sinabi ng letter C. Okay? Kapag charitable and other contributions, it can either be, una, fully deductible. Yung pangalawa, deductions with limit. So, unahin muna natin si fully deductible. Okay? Sabi daw, tatlong senaryo na pwede mong i-claim as deductible in full or 100% ng contributions na binigay mo from this charitable and other contribution can be claimed as allowable deduction for 100% kapag daw nag-donate ka sa tatlong senaryo na to. Una, nag-donate ka kanino daw? Kay government or government-owned and controlled corporation. Bakit ka nag-donate? For priority activities. Ano yung priority activities? These are identified by the NEDA o the National Economic Development Authority. Okay, sila nagsasabi ng priority activities and sinabi ni NEDA na yung priority activities daw natin is 5. Okay, gawa na lang natin ng mnemonics, SHE. Okay, SHE tayo. SHE! So S stands for Scientific and Culture. Okay, scientific and culture purposes. Bakit ka nag-donate daw kay government or GOCC? For scientific and cultural purposes. H, for health. Para makatulong ka daw sa kalusugan. Or for E, education. Ano yung isang E? Economic development. Ay, gusto mo daw magpaganda ang ekonomiya. Sabi daw, sige, fully deductible na yan. Or number Y, dapat daw for youth and sports development. Okay, so yan daw yung mga priority activities na sinabi ni NEDA. Okay, NEDA ulit stands for National Economic and Development Authority. Mnemonics ulit natin dun sa priority activities, SHE. Okay, number 2. Nag-donate ka daw hindi kay government-owned and controlled corporation. Kanino daw? Foreign institutions. Okay, sabi daw, fully deductible daw yan kapag nag-donate ka sa foreign institutions, provided daw na dapat meron kayong tax treaty. Okay, alam mo na yung concept ng tax treaty, no? So, hindi na natin pagtutuunan ng pansin yan. Number 3, nag-donate ka hindi sa foreign institution, hindi kay government or kay GOCC. Kanino daw? Kay corporation that is not owned by government. Or, dapat domestic. Na ano? Non-government owned corporations. Na dapat daw, specifically sinabi, na yung kahit daw, non-government owned daw yung corporation na yan, dapat daw, it is not organized for profit. Okay? And operating exclusively for, meron tayong mnemonics. Dapat daw, hindi organized for profit yung corporation na yan, domestic corporation na yan. Okay? Na dapat daw, yung purpose, bakit daw ginawa yung corporation na yan, is ito yan. Okay? Meron tayong mnemonics ulit. Ano yung mnemonics natin? SECSHE. Okay? SECSHE. S stands for Scientific Research. E stands for Education. C, tatlong C yan. Yung C na una stands for character building. Okay, para daw magbuo or mag-improve yung character ng isang tao. C for cultural purposes. C na isa for charitable purposes. Charity daw. Yung isa, S for social welfare. Naman. Yung H, syempre, obvious na, health. And yung Y for youth and sports development. Sir, parang familiar yung iba dito sa number 1 natin na dinonate. Ulitin ko ang difference. Dito nag-donate ka kanino? Kay government. Dito nag-donate ka kanino? Kay private corporations. Na provided nga, hindi organized for profit. Okay tayo? Provided na magiging exempted or fully deductible itong charitable and contributions mo sa domestic NGO natin that are organized exclusively for this section kapag daw na-meet lahat ng requirements. Ano daw yung requirements? Una, no income will inure to any private individual. Uy, parang same lang yun dito. Yes, same lang din yun. B, amount received must be utilized not later than the 15th day of the 3rd month following the close of the taxable year. Dapat daw, yung amount na na-receive, yung charitable and other contribution, dapat daw ma-fully utilized. Magamit na. Hanggang kailan daw dapat magamit? 3rd month. Ng 3rd month, nung close. After the close of the taxable year. For example, nagkaroon ka ng, ikaw si NGO. Okay, ako si NGO. Ako, naka-receive ako ng charitable and other contributions from a private corporations amounting to 100,000. 2025 ko na-receive. Dapat daw, ma-fully utilize or magamit ko na yung 100,000 hanggang kailan daw? Dapat daw 3rd month, January, February, March. March of 15th day. Okay? March 15 daw, dapat fully utilize ko na. Okay tayo dyan? Okay. And number C, dapat daw administrative expense of the receiving entity must not exceed 30% of the total expense. Or, pwedeng sinasabi dito na dapat daw out of 100,000 na na-receive na contributions from a private employee, dapat daw yung 300,000 nun for administrative purposes lang. Or dapat hindi mag-exceed ng 300,000 yung administrative purposes. O yung expenses for administrative purposes. Dapat daw yung 70%, maximum of 70%, nasa charitable purposes na. Okay, 30% lang for admin expenses. Yun yung limit. And dapat daw yung corporation, kapag daw in case of dissolution or liquidation, yung assets daw dapat nila, sinabi mismo doon sa incorporation or doon sa bylaw siguro nila, na dapat daw yung asset mapupunta, it's either sa domestic corporation having similar purpose. For example, yung corporation natin dito na naka-receive ng contribution is for educational purposes. Dapat daw, kapag nag-dissolve daw yung asset, yung corporation natin na to, yung asset daw na yun mapupunta din sa other domestic corporation that are for educational purposes. Or, pwede din na yung asset mapupunta kay gobyerno. Okay? For public purpose. Or, kapag hindi napunta kay gobyerno, pwede din naman na mapunta sa any other organizations as determined by the competent court. Nakikialam na si korte. Okay? That are best accomplish the original purpose. Parang siya yung continuing organization lang nung na-dissolve na corporation. Okay? Dapat itong apat na to ma-meet Ma-meet dapat lahat yan. Para maging fully deductible. Okay? Sir, paano pag hindi na-meet? I-discuss natin yan dito ngayon. Okay? Meron tayong charitable and other contributions that are with limit. Pag sinabing with limit, hindi yung buong 100,000 pwedeng i-claim as deduction. Pwede daw yun. Or dalawa lang ulit yung scenario natin doon. Una, kapag nag-donate ka daw kay government or kay political subdivisions, the same yan dito, sir. Yes, the same yan. Pag nag-donate ka kay government-owned and controlled corporation, fully deductible. Kapag daw, under priority activities. Pero sabi daw, pag nag-donate ka pa rin kay government and GOCC, under, na hindi part ng priority activities, na yung mnemonics natin is she, sabi daw, pwede mo daw siyang i-claim as deduction, pero with limit. Yun yung sinabi dito. If used exclusively for public purposes, but is not included in the priority program. Okay? Pwede mo pa rin naman daw siyang i-claim as deduction. Pero, with limit na. Mamaya discuss natin yung limit. Number 2, nag-donate ka kanino? Kay accredited domestic NGO. Parang familiar yan, sir. Yes, ito yan. Yung number 3. Okay? Nag-donate ka kanino? Same sa number 3. Pero, hindi mo daw na-meet lahat ng requirements. Yun yung sinabi dito. Pwede mo pa rin daw i-claim as charitable and as allowable deduction yung charity contributions natin. Kahit hindi mo na-meet lahat ng requirement, pero with limit na. Okay, ano ba yung sinasabi na limit na yan, sir? Ito yung limit natin dyan. Okay? Kapag daw yung nag-contribute is corporation, yung maximum allowable contributions na pwede daw i-claim as allowable deduction is, sabi daw dito, 5% of net or of taxable income before contribution. Okay? 5% lang daw ng taxable income before contribution. And kapag daw individual yung nag-donate or nag-contribute, sabi daw, yung maximum limit daw is 10% of taxable income before contribution. Okay, yan yung limit natin. Magkaiba pag corporation and individual. 5% pag corporation, individual 10% tayo dyan. Let's say for example, illustration, nag-donate ka ulit or nag-contribute ka ulit ng 100,000 pesos. Corporation ka muna, for example. Yung corporation, yung net taxable income before contribution natin is nasa 50,000 pesos. Okay? Before contribution siya. Or 150,000 pesos before charitable contribution. So, yung pwede mo lang daw i-claim na deduction pag corporation tayo is 5% ng 150,000, which is 7,500 lang. Okay, 7,500 lang yung pwede mong i-claim as deduction. Okay, tayo hindi yung buong 100,000 ha, yung 7,500 lang. Kuha, pag individual, same scenario. Kaso, 10% naman yung gagamitin natin. Okay tayo doon? Sige. So, yun for letter C, under the Scripol mnemonics of special deduction. So, pasok tayo sa R, which stands for research and development cost. Sa research and development cost kasi, meron ka lang option. Okay? For example, meron kang na-incur na research and development cost in accordance with Section 34E. Meron kang daw option, it's either to capitalize or to expense it outright. For example, meron kang research and development cost na nagamit na 50,000 pesos. Yung 50,000 pesos daw na yan, pwede mo daw siyang i-claim as allowable deduction ng buo. 50,000 na. For example, nakuha mo yung expense na yan, 2025, pwede mo siyang i-claim as allowable deduction 2025 buo, 50,000. Or, pwede mo daw siyang i-expense. Or, pwede mo daw siyang i-capitalize. Pag kinapitalize mo siya, part siya ng asset. So, paano mo paano mo i-claim as deduction yung 50,000? Dun sa useful life. Let's say, for example, yung useful life nung capitalizable na to is 5 years. So, that would be 10,000. Yung depreciation expense. Yung 10,000 daw, yung allowable deduction mo lang. Okay? Up to 5 years lang daw siya pwedeng i-claim. Up to 5 years. Siyempre, kasi nga, yun yung useful life. Okay? Depende yun sa useful life ulit nung research and development cost natin. I-take note mo na lang that once one method is elected, for example, in-elect mo na to capitalize the research and development cost, sabi daw, it will be irrevocable until the full amount is deducted. Okay? Hindi ka daw pwede magpalit ng method. Pag in-elect mo si capitalize, to capitalize, i-capitalize mo na siya diretso. Hindi pwedeng bigla ka na lang magbabago ng isip tapos ipapunta mo ng gagamitin mo yung expense outright. Unless daw, si CIR in-approve yung change in method. Okay? That's the only exception. So, yan for research and development cost. Next natin is for I sa Scripol, interest expense. Ano meron kay interest expense? Okay, tama yung interest expense natin. Nagkakaroon ka lang ng umutang ka, tapos meron kang expense dun sa inutang mo. Sabi daw, allowable deduction siya. Okay? But, in accordance with Section 34B, okay, yung allowable deduction mo daw kapag usapang interest expense is kailangang mabawasan. Okay, bawasan daw natin siya. This is in accordance with the arbitrage rule. Meron tayong tinatawag na arbitrage rule kapag usapang interest expense. Okay, arbitrage rule Ano yung arbitrage rule na yan? Una, the interest expense deduction, it can only be, or it would be reduced by 33%. Of what? 30%, 33% of the interest income subjected to final withholding tax. Okay, na dapat yung gross amount syempre. Okay? Yan yung rule natin. Sabi daw, yung interest expense daw. For example, interest expense mo, 100,000. Yung 100,000 daw, hindi mo daw siya i-claim ng buo. Okay, yung 100,000. Kasi daw, dapat daw, bawasan mo siya ng 33%. 33% ng ano? Nung interest income mo daw. Pag meron ka daw interest income subjected to final withholding tax, yung 33%, for example, yung interest income mo is 100,000 din ulit, times 33%, 33,000. Magkano ulit yung interest expense mo? 100,000. Yung allowable deduction mo lang is 100,000, bawasan mo ng 33,000, that would be 67,000. Yung allowable deduction mo under interest expense is up to 67,000 lang. Babawasan mo daw ng 33% of the interest expense na yung interest income mo dapat is subject to final withholding tax. Okay, mayroon tayong list na ng interest income subject to final withholding tax. Balik ka na lang sa discussion natin for individual taxpayer. Provided daw that it would be reduced by 20% beginning July 1, 2020. Okay, this is in accordance with the CREATE Act. Okay? Dati 33%. Pero beginning July 1, 2020, up to the present, syempre, yung allowable deduction mo daw is 20%. Oh, ay, allowable deduction tuloy. Yung reduced amount ng interest expense mo is 20% of what? Interest income subjected to final withholding tax. Okay? Provided that this 20% will subject to change. Okay? Pwede mabago yan. Okay, pwede babago, depende sa arbitrage rule. Paano ba nakuha yung 33%, sir? Ganito lang yan actually. Alam mo yung RSIT natin, tama. Yung RSIT natin before July 1, 2020 is nasa 30%. Tama, alam mo yun na, 30%. 30% less mo yung tax. Magkano yung tax mo sa interest income? Subject to final withholding tax. Tama, 20%. Less 20%, i-divide mo dun sa RSIT natin na 30%, na-compute yung 33%. Okay, paano na-compute yung 20%? Magkano na ba RSIT mo ngayon? Under CREATE Act, tama? 25%? Oh, 25% less daw ng 20% yung final withholding tax dun sa interest income. Fixed naman yun, di naman nabago yun. Divide mo ulit ng 25% yung RSIT natin is equal to 20%. So kapag nabago yung interest income mo, mababago din yung subjected dito. O yung reduction sa interest expense. Pag nabago ulit yung RSIT mo, mababago na naman ito. Okay tayo doon? So, ganun kinocompute yung arbitrage rule. Yung formula natin, hindi naman siya importante, pero sige, para lang updated ka in case na mabago yung RSIT ulit natin and interest income natin. Ito yung formula natin para makompute yung reduction natin na 33% or 20%. That would be RSIT less final withholding tax rate divided by RSIT. Okay, yan yung formula ng arbitrage rule. Dito ba nakikita? Ito yan. RSIT less final withholding rate divided by RSIT. Okay, note. Ito na lang, note. Okay, note that yung deduction na 20% or 33% ng interest income subjected to final withholding tax, yung deduction nun sa interest expense, it only applies kung yung interest expense mo is nanggaling kapag nangutang ka or kapag nangutang ka ng loan or kapag nag-loan ka or nangutang ka. Okay? Kasi meron kang accounts payable. Nangutang ka sa supplier lang. Okay? Sa supplier, tapos nagkaroon ka ng accounts payable. Let's say, for example, merong interest expense yun. Yung interest expense mo daw na yun, hindi daw yun babawasan ng 20% o ng 33%. Kasi sinabi mismo sa batas, in accordance with Section 34, Paragraph B, dapat daw sa loan lang. Kuha mo yun? Okay. And isa pa, yung interest expense na nai-incur mo, kasi nangutang ka sa related parties. For example, may pamilya ka. Nangutang ka sa pamilya mo. Yung interest expense mo daw, hindi mo din daw siya babawasan ng 20%. And, hindi mo din siya i-claim as deduction. Okay tayo doon? Kasi nga, related party. Within arm's length daw tayo. Tandaan mo na lang yan ha. Interest expense natin are not deductible kapag yung interest expense is na-incur mo under related parties. Yan yung I sa scribble natin. Last 3, pension. Sa P natin, pension trust contribution. Ano ba meron sa pension trust contribution? Dito, si employer nagbabayad ng okay, payments made by employer for the retirement plan of its employer. Si employer nagbabayad ng ng cash para saan? For the purposes na magkaroon ng retirement benefit si employee. Okay, yung binayad daw ni employer under sa retirement plan ni employee can be claimed as allowable deduction. Provided ma-meet yung requirements natin. Ano yung requirement natin dyan? Dapat daw merong reasonable retirement plan that must be established. And dapat the retirement plan is funded by the employer. Sino nagbibigay? Sino nagko-contribute? Or nagko-contribute? Sino? Si employer. Yung contribution ni employer, yun yung allowable deduction. And dapat daw yung kinontribute ni employer dito sa retirement plan natin is dapat irrevocably. Pag sinabi ulit na irrevocably, hindi dapat pwedeng bawiin. Okay? Yung ulitin ko, yung binabayad ni employer for the purposes ng retirement benefit plan ni employee can be claimed as allowable deduction sa point of view ni employer. Okay, ngayon pag-usapang pension trust contributions, dalawa yan, pwedeng past contribution or past service cost or pwedeng present service cost. Anong difference? Okay, pag sinabing past service cost, ayusin ko lang, past service cost. Pag sinabing past service cost, nagbayad si employer ng contribution sa retirement benefit plan. Bakit? Dahil nag-contribute si employer sa atin, nag-contribute si employee kay employer ng past services. Past service cost. Pag present service cost, nag-contribute si employer ng services, nag-contribute si employee ng services kay employer during the year. Anong difference? Yung present service cost, okay, yung present service cost, these are expense. Yung contribution ni employer from present service cost are expense in the year they are paid. Okay, for example, nagbayad ng 10,000 pesos si employer para sa retirement benefit plan ni employee. Bakit? Kasi nag-contribute daw ng service cost o ng service si employee during this year, 2025. Yung 10,000 daw, it is expense outright. Kailan daw siya pwedeng i-expense or i-allowed as deduction? 2025 din. Pag past service cost naman daw, dito, i-amortize daw natin siya for 10 years. Amortize for 10 years. Okay, for example, nag-contribute si employer ng 1 million pesos para sa retirement benefit plan ng employee niya. Para saan daw to? Past service cost. Sabi daw, i-divide mo daw ng 10 years. Yun yung allowable deduction mo for that year, which is 100,000. So, 100,000 yung deductible expense mo ng 20, for example, 2025 mo yung binayaran. So, ano mangyayari to sa another 9 years? 2026, i-claim mo ulit ng 100,000. Up hanggang maubos yung 1 million pesos. So, hanggang 2025, 26, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, hanggang year 2034, meron kang allowable deduction of 100,000. Hanggang ma-fully exhaust mo yung 1 million pesos na yan. Yun kapag past service cost. Ulitin ko, pag present service cost, for example, nagbayad ka ng 10,000, yung 10,000 na yun, i-claim mo na yun as deduction ng isang buong taon ng 2025. Pag nagbayad ka ng past service cost, i-amortize mo siya for a period of 10 years. Okay, tapos yung 100,000 lang, for example, 1 million yung binayaran or kinontribute, for a period of, i-divide mo ng 10 years, 100,000 yung allowable deduction. Yung another 100,000 na 9 pa, is i-claim mo for the next 9 succeeding years. Yun kapag pension trust contribution. Okay, scribble tayo. Last 2 na tayo. Next for L. Labor and training expenses. So in accordance with the Revenue Regulation 5-2021, sinabi daw, pwede ka daw mag-claim ng additional deduction ulit. Okay, additional deduction of 50% of actual labor and training expense. Ano ba yung labor and training expense na yan? Meron kang employer ka. Meron kang business. Yung business mo merong employee. Gusto mong mag-improve yung performance ng employee mo. Anong ginawa mo? Pinag-train mo. In-employ mo or in-enroll mo sa isang seminar. Training expense yun. Labor and training expenses yun. Provided daw na dapat kumuha ka ng certification from CHED, DepEd, and TESDA. Or TESDA. Or yan na. CHED or DepEd or TESDA. Whenever is applicable. Okay, meron kang additional deduction ulit of 50% of actual labor and training expense. Let's say for example, meron kang nakamit na training expenses of 100,000 pesos. Yang 100,000 pesos, allowable deduction na yan. Tapos meron ka pa tao additional, okay? Additional 50%, which is 50,000. So, allowable deduction mo din yan. Pag tinanong, magkano yung allowable deduction na magagamit mo for labor and training expenses? That would be 150,000 pesos. Okay? Kuha mo yun ha, additional deduction pag labor and training expenses. Provided that the 50% here, additional deduction, will not exceed the 10% of total direct labor expense. Okay, for example, yung direct labor expense na nagamit mo during the year is nasa 100 or 300,000. Okay, 10% niyan, magkano? 30,000. Sabi daw, dapat hindi mag-exceed ng 10%. So, yung allowable additional labor, training, and expense mo, up to 30,000 lang. So, pag tinanong, meron kang 50% na 50,000, meron kang 50%, tama, which is 50,000 ng 100,000. Yung total allowable deduction mo lang is nasa 130,000. Bakit? Kasi magkano ba yung pwede mong i-claim as additional deduction? Up to 30,000 lang. Okay, ulitin ko ha. Labor and training expenses natin, meron kang additional deduction of 50%. Provided na yung 50% na yan, dapat it must never exceed the 10% of the total direct labor expense. Okay, so i-compare mo dun sa total direct labor expense. Whichever is lower, yun yung pwede mong i-claim as deduction. Kuha mo yun. Last na tayo sa scribble natin. Entertainment and amusement and recreational expense. Ano ba tong entertainment, amusement, and recreational expenses na yan? Binibigay yan for the purposes of employee daw para magkaroon ng work-life balance. Okay? Sabi, under Revenue Regulation 10-2002, sinabi daw, pwede mo daw i-claim as allowable deduction yung entertainment, amusement, and recreational expenses, but with a corresponding limit. Ano daw limit natin? Depende daw. Kapag daw ikaw is seller of goods, sabi daw, yung limit mo is 0.5% of the total net sales. Okay? Or, kapag daw ikaw is a seller of services, yung total allowable deduction mo daw is up to 1% of net revenue. Okay? Pag services, 1%. Pag goods, 0.5%. Iko-compare mo yan. Iko-compare mo yung mga yan sa actual entertainment, amusement, at recreational expenses. Yung allowable deduction mo daw, whichever is lower. Sino yung mas mababa? Kasi nga, ito yung limit. Kung sino daw yung mas mababa. Okay tayo dyan? Nakuha mo? So kapag entertainment and amusement, recreational expenses, hindi mo pwedeng i-claim ng buo yung actual year. Kasi kailangan mo siyang i-compare. Meron tayong limit. Pag seller of goods, 0.5%. Pag of the net sales, pag seller of services, 1% of the net revenue. Iko-compare mo lang sa actual year na expenses natin, yun, whichever is lower, yun yung gagamitin natin. Let's say, for example, yung actual year mo is nasa 10,000 pesos. For example, seller of goods ka, yung net sales mo nasa 200,000 pesos. Magkano ang 0.5% ng 200,000 pesos? 200,000 times 0.05. 200,000 times 0.005, that would be 1,000 pesos. Okay? 1,000 pesos. Or 10,000 ba? 0.5%. 200,000 times 1% divided by 2. 1,000 pesos. Okay, so meron kang limit na 1,000 pesos. Question, magkano yung allowable deduction mo? Na year expense natin, 1,000 pesos lang. Yan kasi yung limit natin. Okay, yung 200,000 ulit, net sales. Net sales ang basis ha, hindi gross income, hindi net taxable income, but rather net sales. Okay, so quick recap lang ulit. Special deductions natin. Okay, mnemonics is cripple. Senior citizen and PWD, meron ka lang additional deduction of 15% pag senior citizen, 25% pag PWD dun sa salaries expense nila. Plus, meron kang 50% ng cost ng facilities na ginawa mo for the convenience of the persons with disabilities. Next, charitable and other contributions. Ano yung charitable and other contributions? Nag-contribute ka ng net income mo para saan? For charitable purposes. Meron dyan deductible with limit and deductible in full. Meron mga requirements doon. Doon sa deductible with limit, tama, ano yung limit mo doon? Kapag corporations tayo, 5%. Tama, pag corporation, that would be 5% of net income before contribution. Okay? 5% yan, tama, ng net income of taxable income before contribution. And kapag individual taxpayer ka, 10% of the taxable income before contribution. Yun yung limit natin. Ano yung R? Research and development cost. Ano meron dyan? Tama, meron ka lang dyan option. It's either to capitalize or to expense it outright. And provided doon na kapag ginamit mo yung capitalization na method natin, dapat daw, yung deductible expense mo doon is kailangan mo nang gamitin irrevocably. Okay? Hindi mo daw pwedeng palitan unless pinayagan ka ni government or ni BI or ni CIR. Commissioner on Internal Revenue. Interest expense. Yung interest expense natin, meron lang daw reduction dun sa allowable deduction mo sa interest expense, which is 33% before the effectivity of CREATE law. But beginning July 1, 2020, 20% daw yung reduction natin dito. 20% ng ano? Interest income subjected to final withholding tax. Okay? Next, pension trust contribution. Sa pension trust contribution, dalawa lang yan. Pwedeng nag-contribute si employer for the present service cost, which is deductible outright during the year. Or kapag nag-contribute for a past service cost, which is to be amortized for a period of 10 years. Labor and training expenses, dito meron ka lang additional allowable deduction of 50%, but provided that it must never exceed the 10% of the total direct labor expense. Yung year ulit natin, entertainment and amusement recreational expenses, tama, meron ka lang limit. Seller of goods, 0.5%, seller of services, 1% of what? Net sales and net revenue respectively. Okay? So yun yung itemized deduction natin. Ordinary deductions, bubududul. Okay, special deductions is cripple. Ngayon, let's discuss about optional standard deduction. Mabilis lang si optional standard deduction. Si optional standard deduction is 40% of the total gross income. Ano meron kay optional standard deduction? Ang concept niyan, yung 40% daw na deduction or allowable deduction na basis is gross income is in lieu of itemized deduction. Okay? Pag i-claim mo yung optional standard deduction, hindi mo na pwedeng i-claim yung mga itemized deduction natin. Yung bubududul tapos scripple, hindi mo na daw pwedeng i-claim yan. Kasi yung sabi daw, it is assumed na 40% ng gross income yung allowable deduction mo. Okay tayo? So kapag nag-claim ka ng optional standard deduction, unang-una, hindi mo na kailangang ibigay yung mga resibo mo. Okay? Hindi mo na kailangang ibigay na dapat substantiated yung allowable deduction mo. Bakit? Kasi anong ginamit mo? Optional standard deduction. Assuming 40% na raw yung allowable deduction mo. Let's say for example, yung gross income natin is nasa 1 million pesos. Okay, meron kang itemized deduction of 500,000 pesos. Supposed to be yung net taxable income mo dito, 500,000 pesos. Sabi daw, hindi mo daw claim yung itemized deduction. Ang claim mo daw, optional standard deduction. So, yung gross income mo, 1 million pesos. Yung itemized deduction mo is 40% ng 1 million, which is 400,000 pesos. Yung net taxable income mo dito is 400,000 pesos. Okay, anong maganda ulit pag optional standard deduction? Hindi mo na kailangang ibigay yung mga resibo mo. Okay? Unlike kay itemized deduction, it must be substantiated accordingly. Kapag optional standard deduction, hindi na kailangan. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, mabilis lang si optional standard deduction. So yan lang for the discussion of these deductions. Okay? For the next video discussion, magbibigay ako ng siguro isang illustration lang na i-apply natin lahat ng concept natin dito. Long problem yun, chain problem yun. So for today, for this video discussion, magpahinga ka muna. God bless and ciao!